Sweet spot is 14 to 16 credits. 15 is great if you can land there, but 14 to 16 will get you close to graduation, keep you on track, but also hopefully not overwhelm you with so much information that you feel like that's all you're doing. So, as I put up on the slide in front of you, the catalog is really the tool that we use to outline your graduation requirements. In the old days, students, you would have been weighed down your orientation materials because you would have had to carry around this 300, 400 page book that really only had about 10 pages that were applicable directly to you. So we've gone away from that. Our catalog is now online, and it should outline everything you need for graduation. But you're going to talk to advisors today who are going to boil that down even more simply. To graduate from Minnesota State Mankato, you need at least 120 credits. I say at least, not because we think you should take much more than that, but because we do have a few programs that require 128. General education is going to add breadth to your degree. General education is really a hallmark of the U.S. education system, and for bachelor's degrees specifically, meant to give you a lot of different topics to get exposed to. And so chances are, whether you are someone who's coming in with college credits, sure of a major, or someone who's not coming in with credits, or completely unsure of your major, all of you are probably going to be taking some general education credits your first semester. As you can see on my slide, they're about a quarter of your degree. Your major is going to be that primary area of focus where you're going to spend more time and energy on specific content area, specific subject than any other. As you can see, majors vary from as few as 36 credits to twice that. That's a bit of a variance, isn't it? Well, depending on what major you pick and what requirements it has, that will help determine whether or not you have to do a minor. For programs that are on that low end, the 36 credit level, you're going to have to pick up a secondary area, a minor as well. For programs that are on the higher level, you're not going to need to, and everywhere in between. So make sure you're talking to advisors and listening to their information. Odds are you're not going to be picking minors today anyway, but just know that for some of you it will be a requirement, and for others of you it will not. If you add up the low number of credits here, the 18 plus 36 plus 44, you'll see that does not equal 120. That's where things like electives come in. Electives oftentimes get a bad rap as those credits that didn't count for anything. Honestly, if they count for graduation, to get you to 120, they're counting. If they help you explore a major, if they helped you do some personal or professional enrichment and were recommended to you because of the goals that you're seeking, those credits are very valuable. Now, advising, we want to keep an eye on how many elective credits you're taking. We don't want you having too many of them. But know that a few things that didn't slot in exactly how you thought they might is not necessarily the end of the world, and it actually may help you in the end. So Jeremy mentioned it's a thing called a degree audit report that some of you may have today, and we'll be telling you more about in advising. Your degree audit report literally tells you where you're at on the path to graduation, how many credits you have done, where they slot in, and what you still have left. Grad Planner is a tool you're going to be learning more about. Students, if you've done the D2L orientation, you've probably already seen the Grad Planner information. If you haven't, make sure you do. Grad Planner takes your degree audit report and allows you to customize a plan and to have it all mapped out. You can run that by an advisor so we can say, yes, that's it. Or, oh, you missed a couple things, let's rearrange. But you can really start doing that as soon as you want in your college career. We're going to talk about it a little bit later because we think orientation's a little early to talk to you about it, but just wanted you to know that that's out there and it's a very valuable tool. Now we've talked a little bit about academic requirements, let's talk about a few academic expectations. We like to say you're a maverick now. Now's the time to make the most of your education and make this place your own. A couple ways to do that as somebody who's been here a long time. Make sure you're getting engaged. You're getting to class. You're sitting in the front row or the T-zone. Research shows that students who sit in the front row or in that middle aisle area tend to do better in their classes. Bring your own caffeine to class if you need to. Make sure you tuck your cell phone away or keep that laptop focused only on taking notes, not sort of scrolling social media. You need to be engaged in your classes to suck all the information out you can. And ask questions when you have them. Second, I want you to connect with your classmates and faculty. Students, my task for you, you need to make 1 to 2 friends in every single one of your classes. These don't have to be besties. They don't have to be people that you would rely on for everything. They have to be people that you can contact in a situation where you need some help. Or they can contact you. If maybe you've misunderstood an assignment and there's not time to get in front of your faculty member. Okay? So make sure you exchange social media handles, text messaging capabilities, something, with 1 to 2 people in every class. It'll help you out and it'll help them out too. And also connect with your faculty. Faculty are often intimidating to students because it's like one person against the masses, and the information they have to relay sounds very smart and all of that, and that gets kind of scary. But faculty are here because A, they know their subject matter, and B, they're invested in education. So make the most of that by asking them questions when you have them, not being scared of them. They have to have office hours, which are literally hours they have to be in their offices to answer your questions every week. So please make the most of them and go to those office hours. Take advantage of their expertise. And finally, studying means more than doing homework. In high school, we like to think you had sort of an 80-20 rule, where about 80% of your content, your course materials, your activities, and so forth were done in the classroom. But remember, in high school, you were also probably having that class every day of the week. And about 20% of that should have been outside the classroom, homework, different activities along that line. In college, it's flipped. You're still gonna get a good content in the classroom. Your faculty member is gonna go over information to kind of send this information home and help you take to the next level. But students, it's gonna be on you to make sure you're staying on top of that reading, to stay on top of the note taking, to dig in, to make sure you're going to the events that they're requesting of you or requiring of you. And you're writing the reflection papers. It looks a lot different, and it won't look different right away. So don't completely trust that. Know that it's up to you to really make this what you want. And one of the best things you can do for yourself is get a planner and start outlining how you're gonna spend your time. Build yourself a routine, because when you see your first schedule, you're gonna be like, whoa, there's free time I've never had. So make sure you're building some time for how you're going to use it to stay ahead of things. Getting behind in reading and things like that may not seem like a big deal at first, but when you get hit by that tsunami of information by midterm, it is. The university has 2 expectations when it comes to what we're looking at for good academic standing. First of all, students, we expect you to earn an MSU GPA of a particular standard. The university requires a 1.7 to a 2.0 GPA, depending on how many credits you've attempted. Students, I know some of you are probably going, yeah, 1.7 to 2.0. This lady doesn't know I had a 3.6 or a 4.2 or whatever it was. Well, honestly, I don't know what your GPA is, but I do know that first semester can be a difficult one. And getting that GPA requirement, sometimes a little bit trickier. I have a lot of students who the first time they ever saw a C on their own report card was in college. We also expect that you complete 2/3 or 66.67% of your credits successfully. Successful completion means you earn grades of A, B, C, even D, or P for pass. If you withdraw from classes, if you get incompletes, if you fail courses, that hurts your completion rate. Now, let's be real. We're at orientation. Why am I doom and gloom? Here's the academic expectations and you might not meet them. Well, the reason I'm telling you now is A, so you're informed, and B, because the first semester for any of our students, I don't care if you're coming from 2 blocks away or 2 days away, first semester is tricky for everyone. You're navigating a new system. You may be navigating a roommate situation. You may be navigating more independence than you've ever had before. So students know that first semester is probably gonna have some bumps in the road. It's also a really exciting time though too. And we hope that you take advantage of the opportunities here to make this a good place for you. While first semester may be tricky, the good news is you are hardly alone. Look at this room. There are plenty of students here. They're walking alongside a similar journey. It may not look exactly the same, but there's gonna be some commonalities. There are students who've come before you. There are students who have come after you who have worked through some incredible circumstances. So make sure that you're taking advantage of getting connected. And one of the folks I want you to get connected to is your advising team. Those are the folks you're gonna go meet next. And students, I really implore you to start building a relationship with them now. Your advising team is there for you if you have the questions about this roommate situation that's preventing you from getting to class because you're staying out later because you can't sleep at night. They can help with that. They can help with about any issue you have. They may not be the final place of resolution, but they are a team who can assist you and walk you through what some next steps are, what some on-campus resources are, what off-campus resources might look like depending on what you need. We like to say, when in doubt, seek your advising team out. You're all going to be assigned to an academic advising team, some of you for your first year, others of you until you get admitted to majors, so maybe 3 to 4 semesters, almost year 2. But you will have a team of folks who is here to help support you. Ultimately, students, this is such an exciting time in your lives, and I hope you're starting to feel some of that good energy right now. It's a time when you get to define yourself in different ways than you've ever gotten before. It's a time when you get to carve out that independence and figure out what you want to do. It's a time when you get to take advantage of opportunities around you. You kind of have a clean slate. So we hope you really make this the most of that. Make this your home away from home. Make this a place that you want to come back to and a place that is exciting for you. We hope that we can help you see ways to do that as you walk through this. So here's what we're going to do now. We are going to get you to those advising teams where you're going to start to meet them. Students, families, please know these are the people who have decades of experience. They know your program requirements inside out. They know the university requirements inside out. They know that we won't get AP scores until the end of July for some of you. And so we're going to try to avoid certain areas just in case your AP score is high enough that you're getting credit for that. They are people who have a wealth of expertise. Please, please rely on them and ask them questions when you have them. Okay, students, this is my next task for you. I want you to think about the major or majors you have in mind. And then I want you to ask yourself, on a scale from 1 to 10, how sure am I of that major? Please know I graduated a long time ago, and I'm still probably about an 8 on a scale from 1 to 10. Love my major, but I may have done something different. If you are a 7 or above, you're feeling sure enough of 7 or above about your major, I want you to go there today. You do not need to be absolutely sure of a major to learn more about it and start off that way. If you are below a 7, or if you had a rush of 5 different majors come to your head, or 0, when I asked you what major or majors are you thinking about, I want you to go to our undecided area today, where an advising team will be there to help you think about ways to explore your options while also getting registered and meeting graduation requirements. So again, think about your major. Give me a 1 to 10 scale on how sure you are. If you're a 7 or above, go with that major today. If you're below a 7, go to the undecided area today.
Right.
And we're going to dismiss by major, so let's go and get started with that. We're going to start with the nursing program. Nursing is part of our College of Allied Health. The School of Nursing has 1 major, so students and families, if you are pursuing nursing, you're going to go with our nursing OPA to the nursing area. Please feel free to stand up and join her on your way over to nursing. While they are leaving, we're going to get the next group on deck. Next we have aviation. Aviation is part of our College of Education, and while it is only 1 major, aviation, it has 3 areas of emphasis. You can do aviation management, professional flight, or unmanned aircraft systems. If you're an aviation student, please follow our OPA to the aviation lab. Next we have education. Now I have to give a caveat for education. Students, if you are thinking about becoming an elementary school teacher or a special ed teacher, we want you to go to the education room today. If you want to teach a particular subject in education, I want you to stick around and go with that subject area because that's where your coursework will start. But if you're an elementary education student or a special ed student, please follow Abigail, go to the education room. We're going to start with this slide while they're leaving because it's a longer one. Our College of Allied Health has a variety of majors, and so let's just go through these real quick. And if you see the one you want, you're going to go with Allied Health today. They involve alcohol and drug studies, applied health science, communication sciences and disorders, dental hygiene, not pre-dental. If you want to be a dentist, you're going to go to science, engineering, and technology. But if you want to be a dental hygienist, please go to Allied Health. Exercise science, health and physical education teaching, family consumer science, nutrition and dietetics, physical education and developmental adapted PE, recreation and parks leadership studies, social work, and sport management. If you are on any of these, hopefully you are with that group who is vacating the premises currently. Next, we have business. Now, students, if you are sure of an area in business, you think it's going to be accounting, agribusiness, finance, international business, management, marketing, I'm going to have you go with business. If you are not sure of an area, but you know it's something business, I also want you to go to business. Their core coursework is the same at that initial level, so you can start with that regardless of what you're going to study. I have 2 slides for this college because there's a lot of majors, so bear with me. Humanities and Social Sciences has the arts and humanities side. Students who are doing art and design, cognitive science, communication and media, communication arts and literature, or basically English education.